here, looking through the window.
Hello everybody, High Flyers Tag Team back here with another video again today. On today's video, I want to give some updates on both the legal battle that might happen between Legendary and Warner Brothers. Just a quick update, there's some small stuff that happened last night. I posted on my community tab. If you guys follow my community tab, you're probably caught up with all this news. I also want to talk about the budget though, because I've seen both people freaking out, people not understanding the importance, people like just all sorts of things. And we also have another update on the budget too. So I kind of want to make a video clarifying some things, updating you guys, all the good stuff. So let's discuss. So since this is the smaller thing of the portion of the video, let's talk about the legal battle update. So at the moment, what we have confirmed is that Legendary has confirmed that they, in fact, if they can help it, they're not going to let this, they don't want this to go to court per se. That's what it sounds like. They said they want to make, I believe they, to quote them, a generous agreement or generous offer or something. And apparently they are offering Warner Brothers multiple things right now for Warner Brothers to take, so they don't do any legal action on them. One of the options confirmed is that Warner Brothers can buy Dune and GVK off of them. If they do that, then they won't pursue any legal battle, and well, history will probably show, you know, GVK will probably come out on HBO Max and theaters. So we'll see what happens with that. If that actually does happen, I'm kind of hoping this doesn't turn into a huge legal battle, because if that's the case, we're probably, a delay might happen, or we'll be waiting for GVK for a while, which I don't think anyone wants to wait like another year or something because of a court case that's going to take months. And the same would happen for Dune fans too, by the way. So you guys are also affected by this, so keep track too. So yeah, that's kind of very I'm hoping, I mean, WB's made some stupid choices over the years. I'm hoping this isn't one of them. I'm really hoping they look at the options that Legendary will offer them and will actually take them into account. Let's cross our fingers that Warner Brothers will be able to make an agreement so this doesn't become a huge legal battle. On the other hand, with the next bit of news, now I talked about the budget yesterday a bit. I do want to clarify it a bit more. I've seen a mixture of confusion, fear, all sorts of stuff from the fan base. Now I want you guys to know, because I've seen also some examples on Twitter, which I will use in this video. A lot of people are talking about how low the budget is. There's been actually some different reports. The budget currently, from what we know, is anywhere from $155 million to $165 million. $155 million would make it the lowest, like the smallest budget ever put in a Monsterverse movie. 160 would make it tied for the lowest, and then 165 would make it second to lowest with 2014. Now, people are freaking out about this. I want you guys to understand, a lot of budgets go into the actors, especially with these big A-list actors and stuff, like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and stuff. The reason Skull Island's budget is so massive compared to some of the other ones, I mean, it's not like crazy bigger, but I mean, it's a bit bigger. They had a full A-list team. They had Samuel Jackson, Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston, you know, names like that. In this film, their biggest name is either probably Kyle Chandler, who sounds like he's going to be nothing more than a cameo, to be honest, and Millie Bobby Brown. That's it. So the rest of the actors aren't necessarily A-list yet, or, you know, I've never heard, before GVK, I never heard of Alexander Skarsgård. I never heard of Isa Gonzalez. Not saying they're bad actors, I just never heard of them. So with that, it's stuff like that. It could be assumed that another reason the budget's so low is because of that. But people are freaking out, nervous that the CGI is going to be terrible, or, you know, so many things. Films don't have to be like $300 million something to have good effects. There are movies with a ton of money put into them that look like trash. I mean, it's happened. I guess maybe not trash, but I mean, there are films that have really high budgets that don't have the best effects. You know, we just literally got done talking about King of the Monsters, a film with $170 million, and yeah, I mean, there are some pretty bad shots in that one. off the top of my head, I'm really trying to think of some. I feel like maybe Pacific Rim Uprising. I don't know the budget for that film. Godzilla 98 didn't have the best effects, but that was 98. But I mean, Jurassic Park came out prior. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, though, some of the bigger films. I mean, even some of the Marvel movies and stuff do not have the best special effects. Because, I mean, the entire movie is special effects. They put like 300 some million into them and rush them out. And yeah, sometimes, like, look at Black Panther. There we go. Black Panther. Big budget. The film had some trash CGI. Not throughout the entire film, but there was a lot of bad CGI, especially in the final battle. Let's look at some examples of lower budgets. You guys know Rampage? Rampage only had a budget of, like, I believe it was 120 or 140 million dollars. That's lower than what GVK is going to be. And that film was filled with tons of action. I mean, most of that movie was CGI monsters fighting or doing something, you know, or CGI creatures. That film had a lower budget, and its effects looked amazing throughout. Tons of action, tons of CGI, you know, tons of effects, and a lower budget, and it looked great. Most of the budget probably went into Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson too. I mean, like, that's, you guys have to put that in perspective. That's pretty crazy, you know, how low that budget was and how much of that film is. Now, but also with that film, if I remember correctly, didn't have the biggest runtime. I would have to remember how long it was. There have been multiple reports from reviewers and test screeners, all sorts of stuff for this film that we know are legit, who have made it sound like this film is going to be the shortest film in the Monsterverse. About an hour and 45 minutes to an hour and 50 minutes. We don't know if that includes credits or not. If that's the case, I mean, it even makes more sense why the budget's smaller now. You know, they don't have to spend as much. This isn't a 3-hour epic like King Kong 2005. This is a shorter thing. You know, the film's shorter, more action, really good effects from what we saw. Weta's doing it. I have faith. I think you guys should too. Now, last thing to calm people down to, again, I want you guys to know too why I think this is really good news, especially if it's in the lower areas like 155 million. That would mean that this film's breaking point would probably be around 350 million. Depending on how much they spend on print and advertising. I believe I've already seen some estimates that the breaking point... am I saying breaking point? Break-even point? Yeah, I think the break-even point or something would be like 350 million. That would mean for this film to fail, like completely flop, it would have to make less than King of the Monsters. And it has Godzilla and Kong in it. Not only that, but... it also has a smaller break-even point likely, or it's going to likely, than King of the Monsters had. Since King of the Monsters had a bit of a bigger budget, possibly up to $15 million more dollars, plus all the print and ad. So far, they have not spent nearly a single penny on marketing this film. We've been marketing it for them. There's a good chance that they won't even spend that much on the ad campaign and stuff. If that's the case, I mean, they could get the break-even point in extremely low numbers. And I'm telling you, if this film makes anything near like what 2014 or Kong Skull Island did, oh my god, this film will destroy like all the other Monsterverse movies for the most profit earned for the company. And if you're telling me that's not a success, I don't know what. Good faith, guys. It looks more and more likely that this film could have a really strong chance of being a success. And I think we should all be happy about that. And I think everyone needs to calm down because, again, I've seen a lot of freaking out about it. I think everyone, you know, as the news comes, we'll see what happens, but, you know, the smaller the budget, the better the chances of it doing really well. We just have to figure out how much they're going to put in ads and stuff. Hope you all have a great day, though, and as always, peace out, bye-bye, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below.